Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
Wrong button. I've switched the microphone buttons around and I can't find it. This is your place for all things automotive, the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show today, coming to you live from Studio A inside the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA. Coming up, we talked to an old friend from the Chrysler Group, Dave Sowers, about a new entry-level trim for the Ram pick-em-up truck and other insider stuff. Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike, Out of This World Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, has the morning off.
He's always got the morning off.
He's just off.
Well,
Way off.
There is that. Before we get to Dave, I wanted to read this story because it kind of goes hand in hand with our interview.
Our guest, yep.
Okay. Ram CEO Tim Kuniskis said when he returned from a brief retirement last year that the truck brand needed more offerings under $50,000. Well, Ram is taking aim at that price point with the 2026 1500 Express.
All right.
A trim, it says, is marketed toward customers seeking a combination of attitude and value. The Express starts at $44,495 with shipping. It'll be assembled in Sterling Heights, Michigan, and arrive at dealerships in the third quarter. Buyers can choose from crew cab and quad cab body styles with 4x2 or 4x4 drivetrains. Kuniskis told Automotive News at the Detroit Auto Show in January that Ram had to be more aggressive in the sub-$50,000 space after discontinuing the 1500 Classic, which served as an economical option at the bottom of the lineup. Ram said that the Express first was offered in 1939 and had a whopping 78 horsepower.
All right.
But that was then, and this is now.
Can improve on that.
Ram has come a long way, baby, since then. And joining us now, direct from Chrysler Central, I assume, it's Tim Kuniskis, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
Oh, my God. Not Tim Kuniskis. I'm sorry. Dave Sowers.
There you go.
Well, I just gave you a promotion and a raise, Dave.
And a new name.
Yeah, thanks for that, Don. I appreciate it. Not to set the bar too high for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were at the bar last night.
Yeah, that's right. That was last night. Well, Dave, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in years, and I'm glad that you're still on board with Chrysler, and you're looking fine.
Good to see you guys, too. I haven't talked to you in a long time, Don.
I know. Yes, it has been. We wanted to talk to you today. I'm sorry?
It's Mike.
I wanted to talk. I'm sorry. We're having some sort of a choking hazard over here by the name of Mike Mars. The 2026 Express available in the third quarter. And I read that story, but I also wanted to talk to you about a new heavy-duty Ram that features high-output Cummins diesel for the 25 and 3500 trucks. Tell me about that.
Yeah, let me first start off by saying I want to talk about the quote you read from Tim.
Yes.
With Automotive News, and I'll speak to it from my side of the equation. I've been on the truck brand for a while now, right?
I'll say and, yes.
I can tell you the enthusiasm and an excitement on our brand right now is over the top. The stuff we're talking about today is just the tip of the iceberg. We launched the all-new 25 light-duty truck last year. At the beginning of this year, we're launching the new heavy-duty, which we'll talk about. And the excitement and energy and go-get-it attitude that Tim is bringing to the brand is, my gosh, it's so welcome. And you're going to see so much good stuff and exciting stuff coming out of the Ram brand over the next couple of months. It's gonna really blow you away.
Well, I'm excited, and I know that you guys have been through a really rough time up there, and the CEO departure, and it has been a mess. And I'm glad that you made it through all of that. Those kind of things happen in companies from time to time, and it's a real shame because, as you know, we have always been a big fan of the Chrysler and especially the Ram brand because we think that you guys have great product. And listen, the Ram 1500 It is the bomb, man. I don't know how else to put it. Beautiful interior, great styling, longevity, engine choices.
Comfortable to drive.
And you got this new straight six that I'm really excited about it, too, because I am the straight six man.
Well, you just like the torque.
I do. And I'm really excited that, somebody has taken the torch and moved on from the V6 and gone to a straight six.
And it's been a great powertrain for us. That's the Hurricane engine family that you're talking about. You mentioned the Express package, which we just revealed.
Yes.
And we come with a standard V6, normally aspirated engine with that package, but we do have the optional 3-liter base Hurricane engine, and that's 420 horsepower. And that's in a base level truck is a really exciting experience. That's more power than what we had from the last V8 with better emissions and better fuel economy. So yes, that straight six engine is a great configuration, and the power delivery out of that with the turbo that we have is excellent. So the one other exciting piece of that Express you didn't mention, Don, was the fact that there's a black Express package. So it starts with that same equipment with the 20-inch wheels and the monochromatic appearance, but it adds all black accents. So in this case, you're getting black 20-inch wheels, you're getting black badges around the truck. Obviously, that's available in black, but it's also available in white, granite, hydro blue, which is one of our eye-popping colors, and then a new color for us on the 1500 and on heavy duty coming in is a forged blue, which we're really excited about as well.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to get one of these new ones, especially with that Hurricane engine in it. In the press fleet, hint, hint, call Kimberly, say, Kimberly, it's on the way. I want to drive it.
That sounds like a very specific request we should be able to address.
I'm just happy that it's in Sterling Heights because I grew up in the Detroit area, and Sterling Heights is an automotive blue-collar town, and they have some good people there, and I'm glad to see that's happening for them.
Yeah. It's really awesome. So tell me what else is going on with Chrysler. And like you say, the mood up there has really changed, I would imagine, since the past CEO has moved on. And we're getting ready here to crank it up, I hope.
Yeah, for sure. We're as excited as we are about Tim coming back to the brand. We're also excited about the general direction for the whole company, the investments that we're seeing in the Ram brand. Obviously, as a longtime Ram guy, it's exciting to see that we're talking about innovations and our investments and new products coming to the Ram brand, and that's across our lineup. We just talked about the latest thing on light duty. I do want to talk about our heavy duty, and I know you were talking about multi-gear transmissions with higher number of gear ratios and axle ratios. I want to talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Matter of fact, since we just talked about that, let's expand on that. When there are a lot of first-time truck buyers, because the trucks they're the hot thing now, and everybody and his mother's buying them, and a lot of them are for the first time. And I don't think that most people realize the number of options that are available on a truck, including in the powertrain itself, including the rear axle. And if you've got a 1500 or a 25 or 3500, that's one of those things that you can specially order and package it to whatever it is that you're towing or hauling. And I don't think that most people really realize that.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to spin you around another way, Don,
okay,
on that one, because for heavy duty, we made a significant investment in powertrain for a 25 model year, and that includes making the 6.7 liter high output Cummins standard on all of our pickups, 2500 through 3500. So the standard Cummins diesel now, 430 horsepower, 1,075 pounds.
1,075 pound-feet of torque. My God, you could pull down houses with that.
Yeah, we always joke about being able to tow around your house, and we don't just mean mobile homes either. So it's a really impressive powertrain. The thing that will often go unnoticed is the investments that we made in the transmission itself. I know you were talking about a competitive transmission previously, but we brought in a new 8-speed transmission. It's a Torque Flight HD for all of our diesel applications. in our heavy-duty trucks. So it's a huge leap forward. It's not only just 2 more gear ratios than the outgoing 6-speed. It's a huge leap forward in terms of efficiency and technology. And what we've actually done is we've eliminated any rear axle ratio choices for the customer.
Well, because it's all in the transmission now.
Yes, and I'll tell you how we do that. Because we have 8 speeds and because we use a gear ratio spread, we can have better pulling power in first gear than our oldest, tallest gear ratio, our highest numerical gear ratio. So in the past, you would have ordered a 410 rear axle.
Yep.
And for your towing applications. Our standard axle now is a 342. With the 8-speed, I get better pulling power in first gear and second gear than I had in first gear before. And I don't give any of that up on the highway. I have lower RPM cruising speeds on the highway because of how that transmission's set up. So we eliminated the choice for the customer, and it's all handled in the transmission. Now, in the past, there might have been a risk there with 8 speeds. You might find gear hunting going on. You might find yourself not in the right gear all the time. We've solved that with the transmission control strategies and the ability to keep it in the right gear all the time. As a matter of fact, we will launch in second gear when the truck is empty and you're not in tow haul mode. So during the normal driving around when you're not towing or hauling, it's a more relaxed start, and that's similar to what our first gear might have been in the past. And we're only going to use that high numerical gear ratio for first gear when you engage tow haul mode, or even if you don't, the truck will recognize that you're pulling a heavy load and begin to pull out in first gear on its own.
I was going to say, I was going to say that's the one thing with the new computer-driven controls of these things is that it recognizes what it's hauling behind there. What kind of grunt does it really need to pull off the stop sign?
It only takes 2 or 3 starts with your trailer hooked up for it to recognize, and it will adapt to that. And it adapts the shift strategy throughout. So one of the other things, I mentioned the potential to have shift busyness. We actually are able to shift multiple gears at one time. So we can go from 6th gear to 4th gear to pass without engaging 5th gear. We can go from 4th gear to 6th gear after we've completed the pass. So we've done a lot of testing with this. We've run all of the typical very difficult grades, Davis Dam grade, Eisenhower grade, with very heavy trailers the whole way up through our max trailer weights. And we're able to perform better on the grade and have better overall performance with that transmission than having to change the axle ratios. So we're kind of changing the paradigm with this, and the customer's getting the best of both worlds. And even those first-time heavy-duty buyers that are going to haul a camper, they're not going to have to remember exactly what to do. They don't have to spec a different axle ratio. And when they jump in to drive it, it's going to be very intuitive, and it's going to take care of it. All that power and a very smart transmission makes this driving experience out of this world when you're towing and hauling.
Do you happen to have a fifth wheel factory installed option?
We do. We have both fifth wheel and gooseneck from the factory. That is a check the box option, and it comes installed in the bed. The actual fifth wheel hitch itself, we have 2 different hitches available via Mopar. So you can get a fifth wheel hitch that's rated at 25,000 pounds and a fifth wheel hitch that's rated at 30,000 pounds. These trucks are capable of so much more. We actually had to invent that 30,000 pound hitch to be able to haul that.
I was just going to add.
Oh, hold on. Let me. I've changed. You know, we've changed microphones around in here this morning, and I can't get the buttons right.
Go ahead, we're doing some technical work. Yeah. So I was wondering about the transmission and the low gear. I mean, that sounds like the old granny gear we used to call it, where you downshifted into, I mean, it just didn't have any speed, but it had tons of power. So if you're not in the tow haul mode and you're not really hauling something, but you hammer it, for example, I mean, if you put some pressure on that engine, does it react to that, or is it strictly understand I got a heavy load here.
It's still going to pull out in second gear, and I can tell you from personal experience, and our engineers can tell you from their testing, that our second gear with 1,075 pound-feet of torque with the truck empty, you are not going to miss first gear. That is going to pull out like crazy. When you go to the heavy throttle input, it's really going to pull out.
Dave, you have to understand, Dave, we're all drag racers here, and I know that you can appreciate that. Can you override it and stick it in first with the shifter?
Well, yeah, there's two ways that you can force it to use first gear. One is to select tow haul mode, and it'll pull out in first gear every time. So if you really want to snap your neck, you could do that on an empty truck. And then we have.
Wait a minute. Wait. What is that little smirk on your face as you say that? You devil, you.
No ill intent implied.
I'm sure. Yeah, I got it.
But all of our trucks, from light duty through heavy duty, or chassis cabs up through 5,500, all have range select. So you can select the top gear that you will be in, and if you want to pull that down into first gear, and then you can actually shift it using that range select button from there. So
there's a way to do it.
If drag strip mentality, you can certainly use that feature as well.
Not that we would do that.
No.
But that's one of the things I think. There's that smile again.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, he's a car guy.
Well, and they've been doing Ram trucks for so long. I can imagine, the testing that it's really gone through. I mean, you have things that you can talk about.
We go back to the Little Red Wagon days, so never mind us, okay?
So, Dave, you're up in Detroit, right, Dave?
That's right.
Okay. Whereabouts? Or just downtown?
Auburn Hills.
Auburn Hills. Perfect. Yeah. Know it well. Yeah,
I was going to let you guys know, I just earned my gold star for having 10,000 hours in the passenger seat with journalists. So I'm one of the rare people that survived that long.
Well,
I got that years ago.
Do we congratulate you, or do you feel sorry for us? Or
you need a sympathy card, or how do we do that?
You should congratulate me on my good fortune.
And you're still alive.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, Dave, it's great to talk to you, my friend. Good to see you. And hopefully one of these days we'll be reunited and we can have dinner or something together again.
We're looking forward to bringing some of our new trucks to Texas so you guys can try them out.
Looking forward to it. Dave, thanks again, and
thanks, Dave.
Let's stay in touch here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay. Dave Sowers. And
I love that smile on his face.
I know. Yeah.
He's got a lot of information. That man is in tune with it.
I'll say, to say the least. Hey, just to have, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I think that's not correct.
It is?
Right. It is? Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm a little bit lost.
Okay. Yeah, we got racing calendar.
The whole microphone thing has really got me dumbfounded. But it doesn't take much these days.
Well,
nope.
Okay, so Mars has This Week in Auto History. I'll bring you the automotive news headlines coming up just a bit here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We're back in a flash.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show thanks you for 14 wonderful years. Yep, our first show aired May 7th, 2011 on a local radio station. Then it was a move to the digital world and social media, and you followed. Thank you. We continue to build and grow our fan base, and it's all because of you and your auto enthusiast friends. We appreciate your support. It's always great to see you at our remote broadcasts, and we hope you'll continue to stop by and say hello. It's been a great ride, and we hope to bring you more fun and adventure right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Welcome back to In Wheel Time. Looking forward to seeing you at the Lone Star Street Rod Association State Run in Granbury, June the 12th. If you can't be there with us in person, join us for our live broadcast. It's going to be 9 to noon that particular Saturday, and we invite you to come along for the ride. It's going to be fun. All right, time now for the racing calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
And thank you for that. May 15th through the 18th is NHRA at the Gerber Collision and Glass Route 66 NHRA Nationals at the Route 66 Raceway. So that's coming up on the 15th through the 18th. Craftsman Truck is running today in Kansas. The Xfinity boys are off, and then the big NASCAR Cup guys are again on Sunday in Kansas, so they're kind of back-to-back with the truck boys. Grand Prix of Indianapolis, we talked about that earlier. It is today at 3 p.m. Indianapolis Motor Speedway is 85 lapper on the circuit there within the big oval. Formula One is going on May 25th, which is the same weekend as Indy. That's the Monaco Grand Prix. IMSA Racing is the 11th, which is Sunday. That's at the WeatherTech Raceway in Laguna Seca. That's actually going to be on NBC, your local channel. Soapbox.
That's the Nobody Cares television
That's it.
network.
May 17th, which is next weekend, you got Soapbox Derby out of Chicago. And there's been 2 episodes I saw with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and there's another broadcaster. They go to different countries and they call it Soapbox Derby. You make a contraption and you go down this course with hay bales and things, water jumps and slides in these 2-people contraptions, and they're calling it Soapbox Derby. I watched it, and then I turned it off. It's kind of hokey. It's kind of bad.
Did you happen to see the thing that I posted on Facebook? It's on my personal Facebook account. Did you see the one from New Braunfels?
Yeah. And then Bobby said he wants to do that. You said do it for Bobby.
Yeah. Build your own kind of boat, if you want to call it that, and you go down the flume into the river.
It's that principle, but on a concrete course.
Yeah.
And then you got Tokyo Waterfront City Circuit in Japan of the vehicles, the Formula E vehicles. E-Prix is what they're calling it, and that's the 16th through the 18th.
E-Prix.
E-Prix.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Mr. Mars, it's your turn for This Week in Auto History.
Yes, sir. This week we got lots of good things. It's going to start with this week in 1957.
Great year.
Packard Motor Company.
Better be.
Founded in 1899, it was known for its innovative engineering and elegant design. However, post-war struggles, poor mergers, which translates into management screwed up, shifting market trends led to its decline. The last car came off the assembly line this week. It was a rebadged Studebaker.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it does look like that.
Yeah, it kind of symbolizes.
Except it's got quad headlights.
Kind of looks like a
T-bird.
T-bird.
It's like a 58 Chevy.
58 Chevy in the front, and then the Chrysler look with the flying wings in the back.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
leaning
kind of
towards
a
T-bird.
Morphodite Studebaker Chrysler thing.
Well, yeah.
Also,
Morphodite.
Chemical
this
plant.
week, back in 1914, motorcycle racer Irwin Baker, who was the winner of the first ever race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, Irwin.
It was a motorcycle race.
I remember him well.
Yeah.
So he left San Diego for New York City.
New York City.
And he made it 11 days, which smashed the old record by 9 days.
God.
And it was after this run that a journalist said he was faster than a cannonball, which got him Irwin Cannonball Baker
There you
was his
go.
nickname. And that actually led to the naming of this unsanctioned and outlawed race known as the Cannonball Run.
That poor guy is in a back brace for the rest of his life after that.
Looks like he's too tall to ride that.
Now, I think he's standing as straight as he
Just
can right
too
there.
tall cannonball.
Yeah, that's it, all bent over.
Too tall
Yeah.
cannonball.
Also this week in 2008, the film Speed Racer was released to the public for the first time. Now, this was a live action based on the classic anime, and it has become kind of an iconic thing about Speed Racer. Just people just talk about Speed Racer.
And Spritle the monkey.
By the way,
A lot of-
speaking of that, there is a guy here in town that has a clone of the actual Speed Racer car.
Didn't he brought it to Tailpipes and Tacos one time?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. He did. I remember that now. Also this week in 1952, Chrysler introduces the PowerFlight automatic transmission.
Yeah.
Now, this was their first fully automatic offering, and it really changed a lot of things in post-war America because there was a lot of semi-automatics, and of course they had the manuals. But this is the first one that actually used no clutch and only the gear selector. Now, it had a couple of variations. This was a later model, but the first one was on the column like they normally are. But the thing was, the way the gear selectors were, the gears were positioned is not the standard Prenundle that we have now.
Yep.
It was backwards.
Prenundle.
Yeah. Prenundle.
Yeah. Prndl. Prendle. You never known that?
Never. I've never heard that in my life.
You need to get out more, Don.
But the other thing I don't see on
No,
that,
I don't have
where's
any
the,
automatic transmissions.
Where's the P for park?
They didn't have it on this version of it.
You put it in neutral and you hit the emergency brake.
cut.
Well,
Yeah.
and it was park, neutral, then it was drive and reverse. So you had to go through a lot of gearation. That's why. So they eventually moved it around and changed it to where they separated park and neutral.
And we'll be teaching
Also-
Don how to drive later.
Absolutely. Also this week in 2007, Bump in the Trunk is a bass-heavy hip-hop track known for its deep beats and party vibe.
You've got other albums, don't you?
It references the powerful car audio
Boom.
system and the song.
Thugs in harmony.
Yeah,
Strength
that's who did
and
it.
loyalty.
And the song celebrates cruising culture and high-volume sound.
Nothing celebrates cruising culture like Bowler, shot caller,
That's
20-inch blades on my Impala. Who sang it?
Bump in the Trunk.
Don't really care.
It's Lil Troy from Houston, Texas.
I knew he was from
Okay,
Houston,
don't
but I couldn't
really
think of his
care.
Well, how
name.
come we've never had him on the show?
Well,
Mars?
because you
Little
sing
Troy.
it.
No, it's
I'm gonna write it
Lil,
down.
L-I-L. Troy.
You singing that is like having him in the studio. That's what it is.
Not hardly.
Okay, so
This
did
week in 1962,
We're moving on.
Studebaker Avanti begins production.
Ugh.
Now, this was a radical fiberglass body.
I'd drive it.
And it was designed to revive the brand image. Futuristic styling, optional supercharged engines,
Sold them at the Cadillac
safety
store.
features, all these things. But it had limited success because of production delays, financial
and its
woes.
ugliness.
Yeah, and
I
its
would drive
ugliness.
that.
Of course you would.
I'd put a blower on it and tub it out.
Oh, my God. That is-
You could get one with a supercharged
Isn't it
engine.
fiberglass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fiberglass, yeah.
No.
It's pretty.
Also this week in 1981, the first episode of BJ and the Bear aired. Now, this was a series about trucker B.J. McKay and his pet chimpanzee, Bear.
Biker on 9.
They traveled the country in a red and white Kenworth semi, helping people and outwitting corrupt law enforcement.
Outwitting.
The show mixed action, humor, and charm, and it became a cult classic.
Really? I never would think
That
that,
I
a
would-
cult classic is way over the top.
Theoretically, it's a cult classic.
Theory-
It is
Theoretically.
because of the chimp.
Now, let me-
Anyway, that's this week in
Well,
automotive
thank
history.
you, but I want to stay on this for a minute. Okay. BJ
I was
and
gonna
the
get
Bear.
out of
How
it.
many seasons did that last?
Too many.
Let's see here. It started in 1981. I didn't write it down how many it did.
One season, BJ and the
No,
Bear.
it was more than that.
No, it wasn't.
You know what? I think George or Jeffrey Heisman will.
Somebody needs
Tell
to
us.
chime in.
let's see here.
I'm sure they're looking it up right now.
Now he's gonna
go
Mars,
back and look
Mars is opening up
They're-
his computer
Yeah,
right now.
now I'm
Hey,
looking
Google.
to see who's saying what. Somebody will tell us.
Hey
here in a
Siri.
minute.
Yeah, that's it.
And everybody's phone goes
phone goes off.
Yeah, but don't look up the BJ part.
Oh,
BJ and the Bear. Oh, God.
Barney Johnson.
No.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
him. That was him.
Dude, I
Brad McKay, Bob McKay,
never heard of that
Brad
guy.
Johnson.
Never heard of
BJ McKay. That's
Never
him.
heard of the actor. Did you? Who was the actor?
Nope.
No, it was a one-hit wonder kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah, no.
but I think the chimpanzee was in several things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. What was the? Wait a minute. What was the name?
Tarzan.
What was the name of the monkey on the Today Show?
I don't watch
Muggs.
the Today Show.
JJ
no
Muggs.
idea.
JJ Muggs.
Was it that?
El
I don't
Roker?
know.
No, that's not it.
No. Well, we'll find out during the break.
See, George says.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, hold that thought. We're going to get back to that, all right? Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address here is inwheeltime.com. We are back after this quick break.
You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show now reaches 5.3 million folks each year. Check us out on InWheelTime.com, the Odyssey Radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and just about every other entertainment source out there, including our live broadcast every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show has informative automotive guest interviews, new car reviews, along with popular features including Jeff's Car Culture, the latest new cars, cruise-ins, and racing dates. It's InWheelTime.com. Join us. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.